Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge. This is your latest football news, and it's big news around Chelsea Football Club, who have been charged by the FA for 74 breaches of FA regulations. More drama in the Premier League, and I suppose the big question is, what does this relate to, and what penalties could Chelsea face? Now, apparently, this does involve self-reporting and being open to these investigations from Chelsea, which will go in their favour. But points deduction is expected. Now, what does it relate to? And we can talk about what other people have done and what they've received in the past. So it's 74 charges over agent payments between 2009 and 2022, where these breaches have actually happened. Now, interestingly, there is a story here from Football Insider from May 2025, where it said that Chelsea could face a points deduction after controversy around their 2012 deal for Eden Hazard, with Roman Abramovich accused of making an illegal secret payment. The Times reported in April that Man United missed out on signing Hazard after they refused to pay his agent, John Biko, a multi-million-pound payment, which would have breached the Premier League and UEFA rules. Now, look, in the fullness of time, we're probably going to find out what this is all about. But if these payments are illegal and it's led to Chelsea getting people like Eden Hazard, who goes down as one of the best players in Premier League history, I mean, it shouldn't just be a slap on the wrist and a bit of a fine, because the difference between getting these players and not getting these players, I think, needs to be a discussion. And I'm sure Chelsea fans would agree. Like, I would like to know, as I'm sure everybody else would like to know, what these breaches pay. Look, the information's there. Give it to the people. What payments did they make that they shouldn't have made to get what players? Because if they made an illegal payment to get Hazard, Man City were in for Hazard as well, and Man United were in for him. So that's quite a significant illegal payment that isn't as simple as, thanks for helping us with the investigation, you can just pay a fine. Because that particular transfer might have been the reason they went on and won the league or whatever. So, look, we need a little bit more detail. However, in this article back in May, speaking on the new edition of Football Insider's Inside Track podcast, Keith Wyness, who was a CEO at Everton between 2004 and 2009 and now runs a football consultancy advising elite clubs, he basically said, in relation to these potential charges, if they're going to dock points from other clubs for PSR breaches, then I think Chelsea are going to get it in the neck this time. I think there'll be a financial penalty and points deductions. It could be something like 4 points, effectively. So fine and 4 points is what that person has said there. Chelsea will get some recognition for self-reporting the breaches when Todd Boehly and Clearlake did their takeover due diligence. So basically what you've got here is Chelsea Football Club have been doing wrong in signing players between 2009 and 2022. Todd Boehly's come in, and as part of their due diligence, they've uncovered this and told the FA about it. So there has to be some leeway in the fact that this may never have come to light if it hadn't been reported by Chelsea's current ownership, who are saying, look, this was done by the previous ownership. But as I said, again, if these breaches have been done to bring in very good players, those very good players will have made a big difference on what Chelsea's success on the pitch was. So, you know, it leaves a sour taste in the mouth, I suppose. The charges broke down our football agent regulations, FA regulations on working with intermediaries, and FA third-party investment in players regulations. Now, there is an article on Twitter which Grok has said, punishments for breaches, FA breaches vary by severity. Arsenal had a £60,000 fine in 2015 for agent rules. Reading had a fine in 2024 for intermediaries. And agents or individuals may get bans themselves. Severe cases like third-party investment violations could lead to points deductions or transfer bans, as West Ham did in 2007 with the Tevez case. So Chelsea have until September the 19th to reply to this. But ultimately, what I would say is that it's another stain on the game. And it just shows you that these things go on in football. the murky world of football. Surprise, surprise. And this has only come to light because Chelsea have got a new ownership. This was going on regularly between 2009 and 2022. The Man City case, which, you know, has got nothing to do with this, was between 2008 and 2017, I think. So the prevalence of these regulation breaches are quite concerning when you look at the success of a Man City in that period or Chelsea in that period. It almost makes you go, why abide by the rules? Because clearly breaking the rules hasn't really done anybody any harm, has it? And I'll say again, the Chelsea thing that they've done, we need a little bit more detail because 74 breaches, but what were they? Like, if it was an illegal payment to get Eden Hazard and it was an illegal payment to get another player, that's very impactful on everybody else that didn't make that illegal payment or the advantage that they get from breaking the rules. It's unfair. If you can get 4 players into your team that are top class by breaking rules, that's going to make you a better team. So, I don't know. 4 points, maybe they'll get a ban, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll get a transfer ban, maybe they won't. But I think, again, and look, I have sympathy with Chelsea. As a fan, you have no say in this at all, and you are the victim. You are in the hands of club ownership. And this is another reason, like, obviously we've got the Bundesliga back tomorrow. Tune in live for Frankfurt against Leverkusen. That was a lovely little segue. But in the Bundesliga, the crowds are better, and they have 50+1. So membership, half of the club at least, is owned by the fans. In the Premier League, we don't have that. We have the greatest league in the world with the biggest money in the world, but we've got so many issues with owners. So many issues with owners, and here we have it again. Chelsea, very rich owner, leaves, uncovering this. Man City, very rich owner, they're going through the courts as well at the moment. So it's like people are breaking the rules. They've got all this money and then they're breaking the rules. And then that just taints success of those clubs. There's a real problem in the Premier League at the moment, isn't there, with regards to this type of thing and the frequency of it, the breaking of the rules. The credibility of the league is at stake here, and they need to do something about it because, on the face of it, Chelsea might get a slap on the wrist, but we need the detail here because what payments did they make that were illegal, and what did they get because of it? Because, you know, on the face of it, it's only paying money to agents. What agent? What player? Did that agent then go to Chelsea instead of going to Liverpool, or go to Chelsea instead of going to United, or going to Chelsea instead of that? And from a Man United point of view, if we missed out on players because of illegal payments and Chelsea got those players, look at Chelsea's success in the last 10 years and look at United's. We're shit. Maybe if those illegal payments hadn't been paid, we might have got those players. So, look, that's far-fetched, I know, but they're the conversations that need to be had because we need to know the detail behind this. Get your comments in below. Make sure you smash a like on the video. What do I think should happen? It's difficult because I feel for Chelsea and their fans and their new owner. But if those breaches are material breaches for material players that directly led to success on the pitch and hindered other clubs, then you have to stamp that out because it might still be going on. My point is, in 10 years' time, we might look back at a current Premier League club that bought really, really well in the window and find out that they're doing it. So there needs to be, unfortunately, there needs to be a punishment that is that resonates and sends a message. Because how do we know clubs aren't making illegal payments now? And it's just, you know, they need to clean the game up, really, because nobody wants to be hearing about this sort of stuff, do they? Take care. Speak to you in a bit.